wouldn't it?
Oh, here we are. We've had a little, let's just call it, should we call it an old timers? I've had an old timers moment. Ladies and gents, where I actually went into the wrong group. I did start on time, but it was on time in the wrong group on the wrong page. So here we are in Spiritual Events Directory. I'm hoping this time. It's Michele Scott here, and this is Wellness Conversations, the Woo Woo series presented by our wellness community. And you can find me on Facebook at Michele Scott on air, and you can we'll put the links in there to our wellness community, which is a fantastic online space for growing better in body, mind, heart, and soul. And it's basically a centre for growing better in body, mind, heart, and soul. We have online events and real life events, and so we've just had a whole spiel that we did on in some other land. So we're going to start again. I've got this week I've got on the show, I've got the fabulous Sara Gilbert from Life Spirit Connections, and Sara is an astrologist, a numerologist, tarot, tree of life, leading expert in so many different things. And so we're going to really be offering you a treat tonight to our spiritual events directory audience. So Sara, welcome into the space. We were talking about how you live 2/3 of your life, in the corporate, doing the traditional thing, the right thing, but you were always attracted to myth. You said the myth.
Yeah, it started with myth, but funnily enough, with my corporate stuff, believe it or not, I started off as a scientist. I was a metallurgist.
Yes. Oh, I love that. A metallurgist. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, and then I got into quality from there, and then I got into company-wide improvement. So it was all alchemy. It was all transformation, and now I'm doing alchemy with people.
I love it. It's just so, and look, I always say that. I always say that whatever you are here to do, you are training for that from the moment you were born, and nothing is in the way. Everything's on the way. It doesn't matter whether you have a spiritual business or you're working in the corporate. Whatever your business is as a soul, on that soul level, you are picking up something there to do something here. Like it's neither here nor there. Everything is a little tool along the way that you need to do the ultimate thing. If there is ever such an ultimate thing, I mean, I believe it's just all these little things along the way. So when you're a counsellor, for example, if you're born to be a counsellor in this lifetime, you're counselling whether you went to university or not. You're counselling whether you've got a degree or not. You're counselling whether you're, working as a counsellor or not. Wouldn't you agree? So, with you picking up those fantastic you were there transforming metal, and now you're transforming lives.
Yeah.
I love it. So we're going to offer, so Sara, we were talking about how to, what do you love about it, Sara? What do you love about now actually being fully in a wellness, spiritual, holistic, mystical kind of business? What do you love about it?
I love just helping people, just seeing people change, seeing their energy change. Really, it's all about getting people to work out why they're the way they are and what they've come here to do. And once people find that, then they're on their track. And
I agree. Self-understanding, self-awareness.
Yeah.
Awesome. So audience, ladies and gents, in Spiritual Events Directory Land, we are offering you, as we do each and every week, we're offering you some complimentary readings, just a couple of minutes, because there's always a lot more people that would like a reading than we have the time to do in our hourly show. But they're not forgetting that, all the ladies that come on the show, myself included, we're available after the show to, you can get in contact with us, and it's Christmas time, get a gift voucher, honour yourself and gift yourself a reading. So Sara's going to actually do something a little bit different. That's what I love about Sara and her huge box of tools, because she's a qualified astrologist, you know, from woe to go. It's been probably a 4 or 5 years study for you, and you keep learning.
Yeah, you never stop learning.
Never stop learning. But you take that, you also couple it with mythology, you bring some numerology into it, you've got the tree of life stuff. It's amazing, as well as your psychic and intuitive.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to do some astrology, you said. What are you going to need from people in order to do a little astrology for them?
I need them to know what their sun sign is. So if they can tell me their sun sign, I'll just explain a little bit about what it's about. We've been thinking we've been doing it a bit tough this year, but actually I haven't got good news. It's not going to be as up and down next year, but we are going to have to work hard to get things right. We've got 3 of the biggest planets that are all going into, well, they're all actually in Capricorn now, and they're going to be in Capricorn all of next year. And Capricorn's all about being, having integrity, doing things the right way. We've got to hope that it's going to rub off on all our governments, because, you know, the people at the top aren't exactly showing a shining light, except for perhaps the lady in New Zealand. But
I love her. I think she's absolutely fantastic. She's a little bit like I also loved you know, Obama, but she's amazing.
She is. She's the only real leader in the world in my book.
Yeah,
the other one actually is a 16-year-old girl that's doing all the climate change work.
Yes.
They're the only 2 leaders in the world, I believe, at the moment.
I agree. So what you need from them then is their sun sign.
Yeah, because it's going to tell them what area of their life they really need to focus on in order to move forward, to up their skills, you know. And it's actually today, funnily enough, is the solstice. It's the solstice. It was about 3 o'clock this afternoon. The sun went into Capricorn. So it's putting all that emphasis on it. And solstices are like seed points, because they set us up for the next 3 months and where we're going there. So a lot of people that have tuned in tonight are going to get some hints about where that could take them this year.
That is awesome. Okay, well, we've got about 22. We've got 22 watching us live, which is awesome. Thank you so much, ladies, for your support. Okay, we need some sun signs. We've got a few asking for a reading, but ladies, we need, okay, Hunter TJ would love a reading, please. Sara, her sun sign is Cancer.
Cancer, okay. Well, for you, it's going to be very much about your relationships and getting those so that they're working in the best possible way. So if you're already in a relationship, it's going to be about taking that relationship to the next level. And, you know, it's not easy, relationships, is it? We have to give and take. We have to work out what we can do to support our partners and what we can get them to do to support us. So all of those things are going to be very front of mind for Hunter this year. So I don't know if that resonates at all.
Yes, lovely. Okay, that is awesome. We've also got another sun sign. Now, where did I just see that? Roberta. So Roberta Moynihan is an Aries, sun sign Aries.
Okay, well, for her, it's going to be very much about her career, her work. And Capricorn is most aligned to that. That's its favourite place in the zodiac. And in the house system, it loves to help you get on in life and climb up the corporate ladder, or climb up to being whoever you want to be. So it gives you, and I mean, Aries have got so much passion and drive to do those things, but focusing on how the world sees her is going to be the biggest area for her in 2020.
Oh, wonderful. And so, Sara, just whilst we're talking through this too, Life Spirit Connections, they can find you on Facebook?
Yes, my business page is Life Spirit Connections, or they can find me just under Sara Gilbert too.
Lovely. And on your website, it's currently been developed, but you can still get to you through there.
Yeah.
Lovely. And that's www.lifespiritconnections.com.au. Beautiful. Okay, well, we've got now what so with the whole year 2020 is all 2020 is all about Capricorn. So Capricorn being that earth sign.
And
right, and as you said, it's all about doing it's going to be all about that sense of duty, all about doing the right thing, kind of coming back to ethics and integrity.
Yes, and trying to get your power increased so that you can do more in the world. So anyone that's passionate about the sort of things we've been talking about with the ladies that you know, don't get so much airplay, trying to spread the word amongst their friends, you know, sort of so that people see there is some hope left in the world, you know, with a lot of these, well, we won't say what they are, but there's a lot of people out there that we wish weren't in charge of companies, not companies.
In charge of the world. So what about then Kirsten Dooley? Her sun sign is Taurus. So what? How would Capricorn as an earth sign affect another earth sign like Taurus?
Well, it means that they trigger each other. They're the same element, but they're not the same. Capricorn is an initiating sign. It likes to start new things. And Taurus likes to keep going at what it's already got going, and it's very reliable. So sometimes those two things can be a little bit against each other, but that helps to make things happen. Sometimes Taurus needs a little bit of a shove to do something a little bit different. But the area is going to be very much about what she believes in, and maybe also a bit about higher learning. So if she's thinking about doing any courses, you know, going and trying to get some new knowledge, and probably out of that getting some new beliefs. And it will also be a good year for her to do travel. If she's
okay. Lovely. Well, I've got Farah. Farah is, you know, one of the lovely ladies in our wellness community, and she's over here watching us on Spiritual Events Directory page. She's a bit unsure about her star sign, so I've just asked her what's your date of birth.
Yeah, is it Farah Graham?
Yeah,
I know Farah.
Do you know her sun sign?
Yeah. I don't, not off the top. No, but I have done work for her.
Lovely. And yeah, so I just love it. You know, people can come to you, can they come to you for if I came to you for an astrology reading, what would that look like? Do you do my entire profile? Because, you know, a lot of people think with astrology, Sara, that, you know, it's just the sun sign. But in actual fact, there's 12 aspects, isn't there, to your profile?
Well, I work with 13 different planets normally.
Wow.
I also work with a lot of goddess energy as well. But you can come and see who you are based on your natal chart, which is, you know, where the stars were in the sky when you were born. But then we can look at what's happening now, you know, sort of, and how where they are in the sky now is impacting on your birth stars. So, and that gives you what's going on in your life, and when it's good times to do different things, and why certain things are happening at the moment, and how you can sort of grow more into where it is you want to go. You know, we can even get career advice from astrology, or relationship advice. We can look at
definitely. Well, don't you have, because you've got the 12 houses, so you can actually look into, you know, my sun sign is Aquarius, but I think my 10th house, I think my career is Virgo.
Yeah,
it's very different. And then my moon is Pisces, which again is different. That's emotional.
It's actually the time you're born that sets it all up. So it's important.
And what if you don't know the time you're born?
Well, I can do something where I can actually calculate it. If people have got a lot of dates from their life where things have been really, really good or really, really bad, we can work it out. So
okay.
But of course, it's like having another reading. So it's
that's fantastic.
For yourself.
Now, Farah is actually the 30th of March.
30th
is that Aries?
March. So she's an Aries.
It is Aries.
So it's about her career and where she's going in the world. That's going to be the big area for Farah next year.
Well, there you go, and that probably resonates. That's probably spot on for Farah, because I know that, as a teacher, speaker, healer herself, everything's gone to that next level for her too. So let's have another little look. Who has given us some more info and would like a reading? It's just taking a bit of time here to load. You've got to love it. Got to love all the technical issues. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, there you go. That's better. Okay. Right. We've got need your sun sign, ladies. So Sara is an astrologist, and what we're doing, and funnily enough, in 2020, it's actually in numerology speak, Sara, it's a universal year 6 next year. 6 or 4? No, it's 4. What am I saying?
Yeah, 4 would be ideal.
I was going 4. I'm thinking, I don't know why. 6 is actually somebody else's that I was thinking of earlier. It's actually, how funny is that? It's a 4 personal year in numerology, which ties in beautifully with Capricorn.
Yes, absolutely. So if they work hard, they'll get there. But it won't happen. It won't just jump in your lap. You've got to do stuff to make it all happen. You've got to work hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, let's do Aquarius again, because Magdalena is Aquarius and so am I. So let's do that again.
Well, with Aquarius, it's about your inner work. So it's all about what you're doing to support other people, but mostly what you're doing to support yourself. So what you're doing for your spiritual growth.
And is that the whole year? Is this going to apply for the whole year?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's Saturn, which is all about getting things, being practical, getting things real, and so on. Pluto, which is absolutely about transforming things, eliminating whatever isn't working, and Jupiter, who expands everything and helps us to develop and grow. So they're all getting together with each other at different times in the year.
Really?
And they're great big cycles that we have to go back and look at 10 years ago to see the last time it happened, or 30 years ago in another case, so, and 12 years ago in Jupiter's case. So we can you can actually track back in your life and see the last time it happened. And
so can we go back? So if we go back 10 years and have a little think about what was going on for us during that time. Actually, if I had to think 10 years ago, 2010, that was an amazing time for me. 2010, I absolutely, I had lost the passion. I was right into it when you and I met, and I was a teacher there at that spiritual institute in Langwarrin, and their mum died, and I lost it for a couple of years. In 2010, the spark came back, and I was so on purpose and so into it all. It was a really highly, time of high motivation. So does that give us a little bit of insight then, Sara?
Into whatever was happening, it will happen. You've got the ability to do that again, of course, in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
with more, we can do what we did then, but in a new way, because we've learnt more, we know more, we have more tools in our kit.
And that's what going to see an astrologer helps you with, because I'll work with you what cycles you can go back and look at, and where you're at in all the important cycles in life,
And you could probably also pick up the recurring cycles that are not great, that we keep undergoing time and time again?
Well, that's the nodes that tell us about that. That's the past lives and the life purpose. What we didn't heal before, we've come here to heal this time. So
I'm North Node. I'm North Node in Gemini.
Yeah, so you've come here to communicate, haven't you?
Isn't that unbelievable? We all think we have this free will. We all think that, you know, we're making all the choices, decisions, and, you know, we're paving our own path out there in the world. And then you pick up a book and read it and hear that, oh, this is actually what you were meant to be doing. So you can't not do it. Everything about wherever I was led in the past has brought me to, it was always about that. I could, you know, talk about so many experiences that have always been about that.
Yeah.
And speaking of Gemini, we've got Karina, and her sun sign is Gemini.
Okay, well, for her, next year is going to be about transformation, which is really exciting. So it's about digging really deep inside herself and finding out maybe what's gone wrong for her in the past and what she can do to do it better, or take herself up a few levels to you know, sort of another way of being. So it's about, you know, definitely trying to change in a fairly significant way this year.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a biggie, that one.
And what I love about cycles, Sara, you could probably tell us a little bit about the astrology part of this, but I know with numerology, what's really interesting about cycles, and I do love whenever I hear what people are going through, I always wonder about the cycle they're in. And it's always both a little bit of wow, and then it's a little bit of wow, and then it's a little bit of it's reassuring, it's encouraging, because it's so amazing that whatever people are going through, it actually matches the cycle they're in.
Yeah.
If they're going through a cycle of endings, it's like, oh, I wonder if they're in a 9. They usually are. Cycle of new beginnings. Or if it's a cycle of work, oh, you're probably in a 4. You know, oh, there's lots of changes, lots of sudden changes. Oh, I wonder if that's a 5. And it usually turns out to be. Do you find that with astrology, that people are going through the exact stuff they're meant to be going through, and when you do their astrology, you go, well, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I generally do a lot of work before the person actually comes to see me, and I already know the sort of things that they're going to tell me are going on in their life, and it's like tarot and everything else, like what you were talking about. I do numerology too. I know exactly.
Yes, you do.
It just completely blows your mind every time.
It does, doesn't it?
It's just incredible how it all happens. You know, anyone that thinks it doesn't work has got to be bonkers.
It's got to be bonkers, because if you just take the time, you know, you and I both we have all that woo-woo going on, but we're actually also very grounded and practical, and that's what I loved about. That's what I love about these insightful intuitive arts. There's something in it. I don't know how, why. I didn't create this stuff, but it's absolute textbook. I picked up the textbook and I read it all about me when I first started learning numerology, and it was like, wow, or astrology, you know. I thought, how do they know that? And my North Node in Gemini, I picked up the book Astrology for the Soul. It was my life to a T.
Yeah.
So it's so reassuring, because then you can go, oh, this is why this is likely to happen. This is what you're here to learn. So maybe this is why that might happen. And here's the workaround, you know.
Yeah.
Easy. The path is lit up. Okay, so we're going to do some, we might do a couple more astrology, and then we might do some Tree of Life.
Yes.
Which I love Tree of Life. Okay, let's see who else has passed. Got about 20 watching us live, which is awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. Right, here we go. Okay, Jody, I'm a Capricorn born on the 6th, but doesn't know what time. That's okay. We don't need that for your sun sign. So a Capricorn, how are they going to go in a year that is Capricorn energy?
Well, it's all about her profile. It's all about what her body, what she looks like, but also these days all her social media profiles and so on, and getting herself out there, looking after herself better body wise. You know, if there's anything she's been meaning to do, maybe going on a diet or you know, exercise program,
some kind of makeover.
Yeah, so it's all about making herself more who she wants to be in the world.
Really stepping into her authenticity, really starting to think about instead of walking to the beat of her own drum.
Yes.
I love that. I've been through that a couple of times in my life, where I have deliberately thought about, change in that personal way, and changed style, change colours, change hair. And it's a real, it's very refreshing. It's a real kind of expansion kind of experience. Tracy actually asked, question for Sara, what's your preferred modality?
Oh, it's an impossible one to answer.
And I think, Sara, don't you have a hidden passion 5 in numerology? So you love versatility and variety.
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, with websites, it's always hard and advertising, because you can't advertise everything the same as if you're just doing tarot or something.
Yes.
And people say to me, you shouldn't do so many things. You should stop doing them. But they all tell me little bits that help people. So stop doing them.
I have been onto your website. I have seen all the many fabulous modalities that you offer. Okay, we've got there's a couple that would like a reading, and maybe we might be able to do Tree of Life. I'm not sure what we'll need for Tree of Life, but let's do one more. We'll do one more. Tracy is Gemini. We did do Gemini, so hopefully Tracy got that one. Because Gemini in 2020 was all about
it's about communication.
Communication.
It's about learning too. Sort of anything that uses your mind. So it's improving your mind and what you get out of your mind into other people's minds. So
right, okay, so it's a little bit like perhaps so your area of influence can go up a little bit. If you kind of clean your own house, you'll be able to be more clear in how you communicate, and that'll actually get you more of what you want in 2020.
Yep, definitely.
What about Libra? Donna Campbell is her sun's sign is Libran.
All right, well, for her, it's all about her home and her family, and anything to do with her home, whether it's renovating, beautifying the home, or it can be about her inner home. So we all have a home inside ourselves.
Yes.
So getting that inner security, because that area where Capricorn is for her is all about, sort of what makes her feel safe at an inner level, because once we feel safe at an inner level, we can feel safe anywhere.
Yes, absolutely. Now, what about Scorpio?
Oh, Scorpio.
What are they up to in 2020?
Scorpio is very much around, it's very much around the travel, going to other countries, finding out about other cultures.
Really?
Also, sort of higher learning, those sorts of areas are very big for them too.
Awesome. And we'll do one more. Saggy. What about Sagittarius?
Saggy is about their resources, their assets, their money. So it's about making sure that they've got everything, that they've paid off their debts, that they haven't got too much credit.
Right. It's all about the money, all about the finances, getting all of that sorted out.
And making sure that they're being paid what they're worth when it comes to work too.
Right. Okay. Lovely.
Self-value as well.
Lovely. Now, if we did a couple of Tree of Life, which I love Tree of Life, I'm going to get definitely getting one of these readings from you. Tell us a little bit about Tree of Life. What kind of reading is that? I love it. It's so unique.
Well, it's like I was talking about with the nodes in astrology, the paths on the Tree of Life tell you they all link with all sorts of different symbols. Some of them are the Hebrew letters. There's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet and 22 paths that connect all the different energies together on the Tree of Life. You've seen that beautiful diagram with all the sacred geometry going on. but one of the symbols is the major arcana cards from the tarot.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the Tree of Life just links with everything. It links with tarot, it links with numerology,
I
astrology,
love it.
the chakras, the body, everything.
Mm.
And those paths, we can work out one of those paths that your soul has decided that you've come here to work on that this time. And we can get, by adding up your date of birth,
Yeah,
we can work out the number that goes with that path, and we can relate
right.
that back to the tarot card. And there's a
Wow.
slightly higher octave meaning to each of those tarot cards that comes from the Kabbalah,
Yeah.
which then tells us a little bit more about your life purpose and what you're here to do.
Right, that's awesome. So if we had to do a couple of those, what do they need to provide us with?
Date of birth, that's all.
Date of birth, okay. All right, ladies, so for a Tree of Life reading, we would need your date of birth. Oh, Jodie said thank you. That was really spot on. That's awesome. Let's have a look. Let's see who posts their full. We've got some date of births here. Oh, Bara already knows. She says, I'm a 13 on Tree of Life.
Yeah, so she's a high priestess.
Ooh.
She's come here to do all her spiritual work, which she's well on the way to doing. So
yes. Oh, how lovely. Love it. I'll put that there. Love it. I'll just make a little comment there. Right. Now, who else? Who has given us? We need the full thing. I've got a couple of dates and months, but not. Oh, here we go. Well, Jodie's given us the 6th of the 1st, 1971 for Jodie.
all right. So if we add that together, we get 6 and 1 is 7, 8. So we get 1978. And if we add 1978 together, we get 25. So that is the 25 is the one that goes with the Temperance card from the tarot.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've got any cards there, but it's a beautiful card with an angel pouring water in a way that it's almost impossible to pour.
I love I love Temperance.
And the higher meaning of that one is that it's about being able to integrate the parts of yourself you aren't happy with the parts of yourself that you love. So it's about learning to love yourself unconditionally, learning to love your shadow intermingled in with the part that you're proud.
Unconditional love.
Yeah, so it's
which ties in beautifully, Sara, with her day of 6.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, let's see who else has posted their full date of birth. And so, so Jodie, with the number 6 is, remember, Sara, number 6 can be the teacher, the counsellor. But number 6 is definitely all about that love, all about relationships, all about that heart stuff. But, you know, love is such a big journey, as you were saying before when we were talking about relationships. It's such a big journey, you know, to want to give love. There's the giving of love, there's the receiving of love, and then there's learning how to love, warts and all, which is really difficult to do.
Yes. We all like to keep quiet about those things.
I love it. Okay, who else? Ladies, we need your full date of birth to do a Tree of Life. Well, let's do mine while we're waiting, which is the 4th of the 2nd, 65. Well, we've got something here from Magdalena. We'll do her in a moment.
All right, so 7 and 4 is 11. So that's 1971. So that's path 18. And path 18 is the path of the Chariot. So it's all about knowing where you want to go, but also knowing how far you're prepared to deviate from your ideal path. Because
and that's so interesting. 18-9. I'm a life path 9 in numerology.
Yeah, it comes from the letter, the Hebrew letter for the path is chet, which means a fence. So it's knowing your road, but knowing where the fences are. So you know, like a country road, we have the road, and then we have grass verges, and then we have the fences.
Yeah.
So it's knowing how far you're prepared to deviate. So it's like having a plan with boundaries for your life. It doesn't always go the way you want it to. So
no.
you have to make adjustments.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh, how wonderful. Well, Magdalena, 9th of the 2nd, 1978.
Okay, so that's 1989, which is 27. And that is the path of the tower.
Right. Wow.
If we take the 11 off, that is path number 16. So that is the path that goes across the tree of life, balancing your mind and your desire nature, your emotions.
Right.
And so when you're on the tower path, you always have problems when you go too much towards your mind
desire,
or too much towards your desire, and then things go a bit pear-shaped for you, the way we see in the tarot card. So when that happens, it wakes you up to what's really important and helps you to get things back in balance again.
So it was too much towards desire or too much towards
thinking. Logical mind.
So the mind versus the body?
The mind versus the emotions, really.
The emotions. Right. And if there isn't balance there, then something will happen to bring that back to
make
neutral.
You reconsider it and make you realise what it is that really matters to you.
Wonderful. I hope you resonate with that, Magdalena. And ladies, give us some feedback. That is awesome. You know, we love feedback. Obviously, referrals are terrific. You know, share this post so others can watch this later. And Sara's available for Tree of Life readings, astrology reports and readings, and you do a whole host of things, Sara. But we can find you on Facebook at Life Spirit Connections.
Yes.
So, I'm definitely, I've been wanting to get a Tree of Life for some time and just keep getting sidetracked. But
I do a reading where I look at the Tree of Life path. I look at your fingerprints from hand analysis.
Oh, you do the hand analysis as well? Oh, terrific.
Which they're both about your life purpose. And then, of course, from the astrology, we've got the nodes. So we look at all three things together.
That's great. And that was did you say $120 for that, which is awesome?
$125 for that one.
$125, awesome value, absolutely awesome. Do you get is that a recorded face-to-face?
Oh, everything I do when it's done through my business here is recorded for the person.
Wonderful. You record it, you send it to me via email, and I can listen at my leisure.
Oh no! You come and we either talk on Zoom or we.
Oh right, lovely. It's face to face on Zoom or in real life.
Yeah.
And then it's recorded. And do we get a report as well?
No, you just get the
recorded. Yeah, beautiful. That's great value. That is amazing. Okay, let's see if we've got some other. Hi, ladies. Melissa Island would love a Tree of Life reading, please. She's born the 5th of the 9th, 1974.
Okay, so that's 2 9s 18 1988. So that's going to be path number 26, which is the path of the devil. And that's a very interesting path because it's about learning to think for yourself.
Wow.
It's very much about fear of not having enough in the material world, you know, so not having all those things that you think you have to have. But it's about learning
temptation.
Temptation, addiction, obsession, all of those things. but it's about really working out for yourself, what do you believe and what do you believe is important? Because we all get brainwashed, don't we? From the
we do.
Born, we're brainwashed by our parents, our teachers, our friends, our bosses, and of course, worst of all, the media and social media nowadays. So it's really working your way through all of that. How many times have you been working on increasing your consciousness and felt really proud of yourself, and then one of your friends who maybe is not quite at the same level as you starts to put fear into you about what you've achieved when it's not really what you need to hear? So it's having that confidence in your own belief system that comes from your intuition and your heart.
That's awesome. So the path of the devil is actually to work out for yourself.
Not let anyone use fear to take you away.
It's more related to fear, than what the devil conjures up.
Yes.
Because like you're saying, know your own mind, don't buy into everybody else's beliefs. And we're all kind of brought up to believe that the devil is bad. So immediately it conjures up a really bad kind of, doesn't it?
The devil was just something that the Christians came up with just because Pan was having a good time and, sort of, I suppose he was putting himself around a bit, but he was enjoying it himself and being himself. And the Christian is that you've got to be very prim and proper and do things.
Right. And that harks back to the mythology with Pan.
Yes, and Pan was what they used for the devil. The devil's always shown as a goat, isn't he?
What you've tapped into there, and we can't go into it here because it's such a big topic, but what you've tapped into there is all the many ways in which we are deceived because somebody else wanted something else to happen. So, for example, even something like the food pyramid, in order to sell more, over the course of time with food, they have, in order to sell more wheat, they got us believing that that's what we needed to do. We needed to have more milk, or we needed to have more, cereal or more bread. There's a lot of things we get told because some money-making person or outfit wants to sell that particular thing. It's like a marketing strategy, and it deters us. I was listening to this podcast, and there was a time where they were told that tomatoes were poisonous.
Yeah.
And so no one used to eat tomatoes until some brave soul came along and ate one. Can you believe that? And that's like, I don't know, going back 100 years or something.
Yeah, but
that's good. That's good to know. So with the devil, it was kind of that title was given to kind of put the fear of God into us about behaving in a way that others thought, the Christians thought was unsavory.
Yes.
I love it. It's so fascinating to me. Okay, let's see who else is given us some details there that you can do a tree of life. It's so interesting. So interesting. Let's have a look. We've got 21 watching us live, which is absolutely awesome. Oh, here we go. And I wanted to also mention, Sara, that you are available at a lot of psychic fairs and festivals, and if they come along and see you there, it's actually even cheaper to get a reading from you. And Kate's just reminded me, because Kate Leggett, I've had a reading from Sara at Warrnambool. It was so good. She says.
That's nice. It's always lovely to get feedback, Kate. Thank you very much.
Isn't it lovely? Right, who else has given us some details? Okay, we've got Brenda. Oh, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you in here, Brenda, but she's dropping in and out because she's travelling to Albury. How lovely that she's listening to us. Tracy says, wow, Tree of Life sounds fascinating. It so is, Tracy. You'll have to look Sara up. I'd love to learn it one day. Jody goes, my God, they were missing out not eating tomatoes. No, love tomatoes. Okay, well, we have got up here Kim Gratian. Hello, lovely ladies. I would very much appreciate a reading. 12th of the 1st, 1960. It's the same birth date as my eldest niece.
Oh, wow.
Kim?
Okay, so 1973, which is a 20. So that's the beautiful path of the hermit.
Wow.
And of course, the hermit is very much about needing to find your own way, needing to find your own light. But the light that guides you is your intuition, what's coming from inside you. And once you've worked out your way, then you can help other people to find their way. So this is the path of the counselor and the healer, and all of those things. But of course, you have to heal yourself first before you can go off and heal other people. But that's a beautiful card.
How lovely. And of course, when I meant my eldest niece, I meant the first part of that, the 12th of January. I couldn't, I'll ask, there's a couple that would love a reading, but didn't provide their date of birth. So that's that one must be you. Kim, how lovely. The hermit is also very much about that inner journey, isn't it, with the hermit? Really about, as you say, though, often it's heal thyself. For a lot of us that in this business, you know, we found some tools that really helped us grow better, and we take those tools and you know, so often when you heal yourself, it actually gives you the experience, and you gain the knowledge and the tools to.
Well, when you've had a wound and you've healed that wound, you're an expert on that particular wound.
Exactly.
So you're the best person to heal somebody else.
That's the only way that I've gained. It's everything about the journey that I've had and but I've noticed it amongst all of the healers that, you know, that we have at our events that are in the community, that collaborate, that, you know, are all connected to our wellness community. I've noticed that all of us have taken that path, you know, that we've had that thing, and then we've, as you say, we've healed that thing, and then we've become really well versed at being able to help others with that thing. It's so awesome. So it's not about being perfect. You know, a lot of people think that it's something special that somebody else has, but it's not that at all, you know. Kaz McKellar, Sara, would love a reading. 6th of the 12th, 1976. And a Merry Christmas to you too, Kaz.
Okay, so that's 2004, and we have to add a 10 to that. So that gives us 16. 2004, 6 and 10. So that is the path of the emperor. No, wait a minute. 16.
Okay.
16. No, it's the path of the Hierophant. I beg your pardon.
Okay.
So it's all about your intuition. So very much about learning, because your intuition can take you on a wonderful path that goes between all the potential in the world and all the compassion in the world. And it's your intuition that will push you in the right direction. So definitely it's a learning journey for her.
Awesome. And Catherine Sharp would appreciate a reading, and she's the 5th of the 8th, 1970. And so, ladies, Spiritual Events Directory, while Sara's working that out, our wellness conversations, the Woo Woo series, is brought to you by our wellness community, and we are thrilled to be able to share that and present that here in Spiritual Events Directory space. We won't be coming into the space next week or the week after for Christmas and New Year, because I'm away and having some much needed time off. But we will be back, you know, with all with bells on in 2020, absolutely ready, willing, and taking it all to the next level. So thank you for joining us, and you know, we'll get you to keep being on board and fans of our show in 2020. So what have you got there for Catherine?
I've got the number 21, which is the path of the Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, wow.
So the Wheel of Fortune goes round and round and brings us lots of opportunities. and it's very easy for us to get distracted when we're on this path. So it's about staying with your goals, staying with what you've decided is the path for you, and not letting other people or other events around you distract you from where you're going.
Right. Wow, I love it. Do you teach, you did have some courses available last year. I know that you also teach numerology. What have you got coming up in 2020 that we can spruik about?
I'm going to be teaching numerology and tarot for the first part of the year. Tarot
That's great.
will be on Tuesday nights and numerology on Wednesday nights.
Wonderful.
Up on my Facebook. I don't think I've got it there yet, but it will be there soon. I'm trying to convert my courses at the moment. That's what I'm a little bit struggling with how to exactly sort of change them, because not everyone wants to do such long courses and to perfection, if you like. So I'm trying to look at some ways of offering some shorter courses along with the longer courses, but doing it online so that people that are in Warrnambool and places like that can
access them. Absolutely.
Seems to be.
And Kaz, that reading you just did for Kaz, I love that. Definitely sounds like me. I love learning.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, I've got another. I had another lovely lady here, Angela Simone, date of birth 24th of the 12th, 1974. Oh, that means her birthday's in a couple of days.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So that's 2010, which is a 3. So another high priestess.
Wow.
So the high priestess is a beautiful path, because it's about the letter that goes with this one is Gimel, and Gimel means a camel in Hebrew.
Oh, wow.
So it's about being like a camel is in the desert with water, with faith, because it's the path of the psychic. It's the path of the the person that just knows where they're going, and quite often they have to put one foot in front of the other without really knowing where the next foot is going to be.
Yeah.
One of the most famous people I can think of with that path is Bindi Irwin.
Oh, wow.
She, if you remember her when she was a little tiny girl at her father's funeral, she was so brave, wasn't she? So well, because she wanted to keep her father's cause going. So it's that kind of energy, having that ability to rise above adversity and be strong in yourself. So beautiful. Same as Faris. That's
yes, how wonderful. I love it. Okay, now we might take just do a couple more. Let's see who else has given us a date of birth. Let me see. Tracy, I asked for Tracy Hazel wanted a reading, but we don't have her date of birth. Clara. Okay, I'm not sure if Clara wants to. Let's have a look, ladies. Okay, here we go. I knew there was someone I'd seen there. Janine Marie, hi guys, I'm struggling a bit at the moment. What is my future, please? Thank you, and all the best for the festive season. Okay, we can give you a little bit of insight into the Tree of Life. Janine, 19th of the 3rd, 68. Sara, sorry, losing my train of thought there.
12, 20, 1990. So that's path 19, which is the path of the strength card from the tarot. The beautiful.
Oh, I love strength.
And it's very much about relationship, because it goes across the tree like the tower one does.
Yeah.
The ones that go across the tree are all about relationship.
Right, okay.
The path of projection. So you know how you draw people to you in relationship, because they're going to show you the things that you need to learn, and they give you feedback on how you're going. And sometimes you think they've got a problem, but it's actually that they're giving you feedback on what you need to do. So for her, it's very important that she experiences relationships so that she can go through that process.
Okay.
And gets the right balance between being caring and compassionate for people and being judgmental for people. So they're the two ends of the scale.
Unbelievable. Well, the reading we just did for Angela, she said, yes, so true. And it's hard to trust.
It is hard to trust. It's a very long path, the path of the High Priestess. It's probably a more than one lifetime path, I always
Really? Okay.
So your soul will have to come back another time and do a bit more of it.
We've got lots of thank yous. Kim said thank you very much. Okay, perhaps just the one more, ladies. We will do one for Karina Roger, born on the 1st of the 5th, 1967.
Okay, so that's 1973. So that's another hermit. So it's
wow.
Path. So, you know, being here to heal herself, and then being able to apply the learning that she's acquired from that to heal other people.
So then it would be important, you know, the thing I love about all of the different modalities, all of the you know, different forms of oracle, insight, guidance, inspiration, is that there's that positive and negative. So, you know, I guess if you are on the path of the hermit, and instead of healing the wound and then paying that forward, if you became consumed by that, is that possible? Is it possible that you would be wounded and just become more and more wounded and then fall into victim, villain, martyrdom?
Absolutely.
Right. There's always that two sides to it, isn't there? But the power always comes from, you know, in the case of the hermit, the power always comes from, you know, overcoming the challenge and then, you know, using that to make a difference somehow, somewhere.
Yes.
In the world. Well, that was awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Sara. Let's just say again, where can they find you on Facebook?
It's Light Spirit Connections on Facebook, or Sara Gilbert 3, I think I am, if you want to look for me that, because I'm an astrologer. A lot of people look for me under my name rather than because I'm
wonderful,
well known in that area.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much. And to Spiritual Events Directory, a Merry Christmas, and you know, enjoy, be safe, and you know, take out of this time. It can be anything you want it to be. Sara, it can be really difficult for some people well, for a lot of us at Christmas time, it can be difficult. But, you know, I guess it's important to, we had the family gathering yesterday, and it was just, it was lovely to, you know, with all of the experiences and all the work that we've done, you know, in self-development, personal, spiritual development, I've learned to enjoy the journey. Rather than getting caught up on the busy, the busy of it all, becoming stressed and strained, and there just can be all sorts of issues at this time of year, and we would encourage you all, ladies and gents, to you know, really return, as Sara has said throughout our session tonight, that it's really about getting back to who you are and what's truly important.
Yeah. What makes you feel good about yourself?
What makes you feel good about yourself? It's actually really simple at the end of the day. We make it so complicated, don't we?
And sometimes at this time of year, when you're sort of thrust back into the bosom of your family again, it can bring up a lot of doubts, because family sort of give us a lot of our lessons, don't they?
Yes, they do. And can astrology and Tree of Life, does Tree of Life go into that as well?
Well, definitely astrology does. I'm not
Yes.
sure about Tree of Life. There probably are some ways that can, but definitely with astrology.
Astrology, you can go back and see all the family dynamics and the lessons we are meant to be getting.
Yes,
gleaning out of that.
We can see your mother and your father in your chart. So.
Wow, awesome. All right, Merry Christmas to you all. We stayed on a little bit later because we came on a little bit later, but we have to get the hell out of here now. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in 2020. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.